Evening, we are honoring two coaches who operate as a team. They are co-head coaches of all sports at Giddings State School in Giddings, Texas, where their greatest competitive success occurs in football and track and field. Their school is part of the Texas Youth Commission, the state's juvenile correction agency. Their student athletes come from the most oppressive circumstances you can imagine. Yet they compete at a championship level against some of the most elite private schools in Texas. As documented in the book Last Chance in Texas, The Redemption of Criminal Youth, the student athletes compete with tremendous dignity, somehow harnessing the violence that brought them to Giddings in the first place, and we believe that has something to do with these two remarkable coaches. Please join me in welcoming Sandy Brown and Lester Ward.
I have to tell this, last week when they announced this at our school, we never know what to say. This is the hardest part of coaching. Somebody asked me that, standing up here and talking. People kept coming around all day saying, congratulations, thank you, congratulations, thank you. And this lady came up at the end of the day and she said, listen, she said, congratulations. And she said, I'd like an autograph. Well, I hesitated a minute and I said, I don't feel comfortable giving an autograph. She said, no, I don't want yours. I want Phil Jackson's. I said, what? I believe we're both Christians and brothers, and I believe the Lord always tells you what to say. I didn't know what to say tonight till John Hubner, who wrote the book, he came and confirmed it in my mind and reminded me of a student we had, and so I'll just tell you one of our success stories. A little girl came there, I guess 6 or 7 years ago. Well, she was there before that, but she lost her dad when she was 8 years old, and at that time, she began being abused by her mother's boyfriend. I have daughters. I can't imagine how horrible it is. But anyway, she'd been there several years, and she got to the point, her name was Crystal. She got to the point where she could come out for track. And so she came out, and I took her out, and I timed everybody because then I can tell what event to put them in. And 11 or 12 is fast, 13 or 14 is the 800, 15 or 16 is the mile or 2 mile. She ran a 17-second 100. And so I told her, I said, Crystal, you're going to have to run the mile and the 2 mile. The goal is to get everybody to state meet. You might can make it in the mile or 2 mile. She said, no, I'm running hurdles. I want to run hurdles. And we argued for 3 weeks. She was hard-headed, which my wife would say probably came from us. But anyway, after 3 weeks, I gave up. I told her, I said, you're going to run in the high 60s. And at the first meet, she ran a 68, which was about where I tried to talk to her again. No, she wanted to run hurdles. So anyway, by the end of the year, we got to the district meet, and lo and behold, she ran a 55. And she was second, and she qualified for the state meet. We got to the state meet in Waco, and about 30 minutes before she ran, she came over and came up to me, and she said, I want to tell you something. She said, I lost my dad when I was 8, and you remind me a lot of him because you joke around a whole lot, and I just want you to know today I'm going to win a state for him and for you and for me. I said, baby, you do your best. I'll be proud of you, And she left. I felt bad. She'd never run a 55 but once. And I knew there were 2 girls there. She was last. She was the last heat in the state meet. There were 2 girls that ran a 49. I knew she didn't have a chance of winning the state. Well, 30 minutes later, they started the race, and the gun fired. She took off, and when she came through the curve where we were at, she was a couple of steps in the lead, and she wasn't pacing herself. She was asthmatic. So I grabbed her pump, and I started for the finish line. I knew she wouldn't finish the race. Somehow she did. She held on. She ran a 49.1 and broke the state record in 1. And anyway, 3 times 17 is 51. She couldn't have run a 49 if there wasn't any hurdles to jump. That day, I got to see one of God's miracles. And on a smaller scale, every year, we get to see young lives changed. And some phenomenal things happen on the athletic field. I don't think, at least, I know I'm not the smartest coach around, so I don't think it's because of us, but because there's not you. My coach, I was in trouble just like these kids. I think we both were, and probably would have wound up locked up or something had we not have had that experience with our coaches. And he chased a state championship all his life, never got one, and we've been fortunate. Lord's blessed us to win 3 so far. It's not that big a feeling. It lasts for maybe a week. The big feeling are those Crystal stories. You can take those. That keeps you coming out there every day. And so anyway, I don't know that we've done anything special except just do our job. What God gave us to do, gave us a passion to do. And so tonight, I'm accepting this on behalf of my coach and of Crystal, who showed me, and all the Crystals that come through there, and especially on behalf of you. We're so honored to be here tonight. They told us 2 weeks ago again, they keep telling us that we don't have enough money for next year, and every time that comes up, the Lord blesses us some way, and we get an award, and they get publicity, and the legislature's meeting right now, so that means more funds. And so anyway, maybe we'll be able, it's support and recognition by organizations like PCA and the good work they do that keep our program alive and keep opportunities open for the Crystals that come in there. We're deeply grateful. Thank you so much. God bless you.
I myself would like to thank y'all. I appreciate the PCA. You're leading by example. That's great. I would like to just say this. Every year I tell the kids the same story. I caught the winning touchdown. I made the winning basket, shot the winning basket. I ran the fastest race. But if you don't do it the right way, you have a bad taste in your mouth. We try to have a good taste. We try to leave the kids with a good taste in it, and about our season, about our program. Each and every time we step on the field, the court, or whatever, we try to give them something good. We continue to do that. I would like to just thank my mother and father, my wife. My dad and my mother, I got to say a lot. They went through a lot with me. But as time went on, my dad looked at me. My mother had congestive heart failure at this time, and some decisions had to be made. But she just has such a big heart, just a big heart, and just that big heart, and it touched my life. It touched my life. I wish I could give her my heart, but then she would want it because she got the right heart. And that's what I want to have. I want to have the right heart towards these kids. And so we thank y'all for this honor. Thank y'all.